guys, so my microphone wasn't on, so here I am in voiceover form. Let's go ahead and get started on some coffee cake muffins. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 375 while we get started with the crumble. In 1.5 cups of flour, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, a 1/3 cup of sugar, a 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Go ahead and mix up your dry ingredients before you add the butter. Now I'm going to go in with 1/2 cup of cold melted butter, and I'm going to mix up until it reaches a pretty crumbly consistency. Once it looks like this, you want to go ahead and grab a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and you want to spread out the mixture on there. Make sure it's evenly distributed on the parchment paper. And while you make the batter for the muffins, this will kind of dry down a little and become more crumbly. Now for the actual batter for the muffin, 1.5 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and then you want to go ahead and mix up all of the dry ingredients before you mix up the wet. You don't want to over mix the batter at all, so you want to go ahead and mix everything up well while it's separated before you incorporate it all together. In the wet ingredients, you're going to add 3/4 cups of milk with 1/3 cup of a neutral oil and 2 eggs. Now you want to go ahead and make sure that's all well mixed up. Now I'm going to mix the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. Mix this batter very gently. You really just want to mix until you don't see any more dry bits, because if you overmix it, they'll become gummy and just not good. Now that it's ready, I'm going to go ahead and start forming my muffin. I saw someone on TikTok say that if you spread them out like this, they become more domey and like they just pop out more. So we'll see how that works. Now I do this, you don't have to. I like to add a little bit of the crumble topping in between scoops. I think it just tastes really good within the actual muffin itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna keep going with my scoop. Go ahead and load up the top of those muffins with some of that crumble topping, and you want to make sure that you tap it in so that it really sticks to them. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and tap out some of the air bubbles, and I'm going to bake for about 15 to 17 minutes, and here we go. While those cool, I'm going to make an icing with a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. It's really simple. You just want to mix that up and go ahead and put it on the muffins. You can make a little bit more if you want. I didn't really need a lot, so I just made a little bit. Once you get the icing on them and let them sit for a little bit longer, that's pretty much it. And that's all for today, guys. Let me know what you think, and if you try them out, goodbye.